Anna's house, much like her soul, had long lost its warmth. She and her husband Mark lived under the same roof but seemed like two strangers. Every evening, he came home with a tired face, engrossed in his phone. Anna was busy with the children and household chores, her heart filled with resentment. She found her marriage complicated and burdensome. She always felt that he didn't understand her, and she didn't understand him. Anna complained to everyone that Mark was indifferent, lazy, and not worth a single compliment. She compared him to her friends' husbands. The more she compared, the worse Mark seemed, and Mark, sensing that disdain, became increasingly irritable and frustrated. They were like two hedgehogs. The closer they got, the more they hurt each other. One weekend afternoon, Anna arranged to meet her cousin, Sophie. Sophie was a woman whom Anna both admired and envied. She was young, beautiful, successful in her career, and always radiantly happy beside her pampering husband. Sitting in a fancy cafe, Anna lamented about her marriage. Sophie, in an elegant silk dress, took a sip of tea and smiled, saying, "Anna, you complicate everything. Happiness is actually quite simple. Do you know my secret? I never let my husband go hungry." Anna was surprised. Sophie laughed heartily, a bright smile on her face. "Hey, don't think wrong. I mean, he shouldn't be hungry for 4 things. A smart woman knows how to feed her man. If you satisfy him in those 4 areas, he'll be as gentle as a kitten, never thinking of straying outside. First," Sophie raised a slender finger, "is to feed him compliments. Why do you go around praising your boss or some actor? If you don't praise your own husband, who will? Men live on pride. Don't look for what he lacks, find what he has. Even the smallest things, like when he fixes the faucet. A compliment from his wife is worth more than gold. If you praise him right, he'll naturally want to do more. Second," Sophie lowered her voice a bit, "is to not let him go hungry in that area. When a couple is distant in intimacy, their souls drift apart too. Look at me, busy as I am, but I never let myself become shabby or dry. You have to water yourself first. If he's hungry, he'll sneak out. That's the rule. A wife at home who is clean, caring, and delicious, why would he need to go outside? Third is to feed him respect. This is what many wives often forget. A marriage is mutual respect, treating each other like honored guests. Never compare your husband to anyone else, especially in front of others. When you respect him, he'll see himself as a hero, and a hero will always want to protect his queen. And finally," Sophie concluded, "of course feed his stomach. Don't underestimate cooking. The shortest path to a man's heart is still through the kitchen. A cozy home-cooked meal is worth more than 1,000 lavish banquets out there." Anna returned home, carrying those words with her. She decided to give it a try. She no longer nagged. That night, instead of sighing when Mark came home late, she cooked his favorite dish. When he was surprised, she just smiled. "I know you're tired from work. Eat while it's hot." A few days later, she saw him fiddling with the fan. Instead of saying, "You took a week to do this," she said, "Thank goodness you're here. Without you, my child and I would have melted in the heat." Mark paused, looking at his wife as if he couldn't believe his ears, then quietly went back to fixing the broken socket. She began to take better care of herself. On tired nights, instead of pushing him away, she initiated hugs. The change didn't happen overnight, but gradually the atmosphere in the house shifted. Mark started putting his phone down. He talked more, laughed more. He began to admire his wife again. He realized that his wife was still beautiful and charming as ever. Anna realized that when she stopped demanding and started giving compliments, respect, intimacy, and delicious meals, what she received in return was so much more. She wasn't trying to hold on to her husband, she was rebuilding her home. She understood. Simplifying everything is the best way to happiness. When a woman truly understands this, she not only has a good husband but also finds peace and happiness for herself.